Welcome back to New Mexico Entertainment Television, where you continue to be in the know with all things events and entertainment in New Mexico. I'm Teresa Robinson, and on this month's episode, we'll be covering topics from our March issue, which is our food issue. On this month's episode, we have Dean Strober with the Chocolate and Coffee Fest, Alex Chavez and Xavier Quintero with the Albuquerque Food Park, owner of Howdy Cakes, Liz McKenzie, comedian Honest John, and musician Gregorio, who will close out the show, plus our entertainment history and our music minute featuring Joey Solano. So, let's get started. The Chocolate and Coffee Fest is a delicious, popular event produced by Big River Productions. From its sweet beginnings to what keeps fans coming back year after year, we're getting the inside scoop from producer Dean Strober on this year's festival and what attendees can expect. Dean, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Greatly appreciate the time. I want to start actually with your company because you do several events here in New Mexico. So what is the mission of Blue River?
Mass gatherings, like 300, which luckily we can do again. It's bringing people together. It's the community, and at the base of it all, for us, my wife and I and our family, it's to throw the kind of parties that we'd want to go to.
I love it. And one of the ones that everybody loves going to is the Chocolate and Coffee Fest. So how did that begin?
We moved here to Albuquerque about 16 years ago, and this is the 16th anniversary of the Southwest Chocolate and Coffee Fest. So, because when we moved here, we couldn't really find work, or we just had this idea, and fortunately it worked year one, and then a little bit more year two, and again coming back to create the kind of events we'd want to go to. There wasn't a chocolate festival. We know we love coffee, and there was no place, even now, there's very few places that if you don't know what kind of coffee you want to drink at home, where can you go to taste and explore and discover different types of coffee? So the first step was talking to local chocolate shops and coffee roasters and say, how does this work? Could it work for you guys? And it was with their input. It was that community collaboration that kind of helped it.
And it is definitely enjoyed by many. What do you think it is that brings people back year after year?
It's always something new. Like, there's always something new being done with the coffee, the way they ferment it and the science behind it. There's always some new chocolate out there. There's just new trends and new companies, new people. So it's just, you can taste so much and discover and take it home.
So what can we expect for this year?
Oh my gosh, so certainly different chocolates, more chocolate, so much chocolate, and coffee coming over. And then we're doing these great tastings of international chocolate award winners and hands-on coffee and coffee roasting seminars. So you're gonna leave there transformed, having met new people who make chocolate and coffee, buy the stuff and take it home, supporting the businesses. And there's just, I promise everybody, there's just so much that you can taste and explore.
Well, it's always a wonderful event, and we're glad you're back for another year. Where can people learn more about the event and where to purchase tickets?
Certainly. So at chocolateandcoffeefest.com, we'll have the tickets for the festival, as well as any of the add-on experiences. We do tastings, we do pairings. And so, chocolateandcoffeefest.com will have the schedule, the classes, the tickets. And again, this is one of many festivals we do. So at blueriverproductions.com, there you can see all the different events that we host here in Albuquerque throughout the year.
Wonderful. Well, Dean, thank you so much for joining us. And Aaliyah, thank you for being here. And we are looking forward to this year's event.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We'll be back. ABQ Food Park is a growing hub for local flavor, community, and small business support. From diverse food vendors to exciting events, we're talking about what makes this space unique and what lies ahead. Guys, thank you for being on the show tonight. Greatly appreciate it. And I'm excited because I've been hearing good things about your food park. So what makes Albuquerque Food Park so unique?
The Albuquerque Food Park is a place that was created by Grace Church, and it developed into this community space that everyone loves. The food park vendors, the arts and craft vendors, and the food trucks themselves love the spot, and so we're really trying to make sure that everyone knows it's open. We have the best food trucks in town, and all the events they're free. They're public events. That's cool. And I know that your mission, you really are pushing working with small businesses. Tell us more about that. Yeah, no, if you're a small business or trying to get into the food truck space, or it's something you're passionate about, you should definitely come down to the park let's meet, let's figure out if we can get you in there and, start promoting you and letting everybody know about your food, your branding, your logo, and, all things of that nature.
Well, I know that a lot of different food trucks are there, so there's a lot of variety. What are some of the food trucks that we would see and the food that would be there?
Oh, Xavier, what do you think?
Takarota is like themed around Dragon Ball Z and stuff, so it's like,
Wow.
yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
That is definitely variety.
Yeah, they have the Albuquerque's only ribeye tacos.
Ooh.
Oh, and they're so good. They're
Yep.
so good. Who else do we got there? No Mames. There's a superstar food truck right now. These guys are trained professionals, chefs. They take pride in their food, their truck, their branding. It's fantastic. So come out to the park and see those two food trucks. Who else? Snacks?
Snacks,
That's-
yeah.
Yep, they're good. They're good.
Snacks is a great food truck. They have fresh fruit, Mexican style. Oh, it's, if you're into that stuff, this is your place. This is their food truck.
Well, you also not only got the food, but the events, as you mentioned earlier, you produce events as well. What do you have coming up?
We have Duck Day. So it's a play on
Oh, yeah.
Duck City's a play on Duke City.
That's gonna be
Everything
fun.
ducks.
Yeah.
Glow in the
Rubber
dark,
ducks,
axolotls.
live ducks,
Yeah, real ducks.
chickens.
You guys,
Little
you're really
We're
fond
gonna
of
do it.
ducks.
Yeah. We're gonna do
Yeah,
it.
we got a slime day coming, and we got TikTok Fest happening. It's our second
course, of
annual
course.
TikTok Fest.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask, what is TikTok Fest? What kind of TikTokers are we going to have there? And there are a lot of local influencers
Yeah.
that dedicate a lot of time to driving, interviewing, rating, editing, posting, and then doing it all again day in and day out. So TikTok Fest is dedicated to them. So it's VIP style for them. Them and 5 friends, we feed them. We cater to them. Drinks is on us.
Wow.
We bring a comedy roaster in. We have live music, DJs, and they get to just chill. It's free to the public, so you can come meet your favorite TikToker. And we have a beer garden. It's the best.
That sounds
Yeah.
awesome. So where can people go to learn more about ABQ Food Park
Oh,
and
yeah.
what's coming up?
Yeah. Where are we, X?
Uh,
They can find us on Facebook,
yeah, Facebook.
Instagram, TikTok, abqfoodpark.com. And then just come to San Antonio, Louisiana every Saturday and Sunday.
Yep, and you'll be there.
We have free
Yeah, we'll
events
be there.
every single weekend. If you're a vendor, this is the place to come set up. Pump your stuff and let's have a good time.
Sounds good. Well, thank you again for coming out tonight to talk with us. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much for reaching out.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We'll be back.
Woke up in the morning, feeling like a million. Sick lifestyle, no amoxicillin. Southwest villain, kicking game like soccer. Ease up on your bitch, Brody. I don't want her. All about my dollar. LC Godfather, minding my business and rolling up bombers. Dabs on the courts, no globetrotters. One love to my OGs and farmers. No doubt, bro, we smoke big here. I'm a real self-made hood figure. Haters wanna copy, but they don't get the picture. Until I draw down on them like scriptures. Call your homegirls and their sisters. Tell them bring their own weed and swishers. Or they better have 5 on it. Best believe that they won't breathe on my chronic. I was raised with the G's and the locos. From the land of the Aggies and the Lobos. Getting paid out here, self-made every day, all day. It's the Southwest. I was raised with the G's and the locos. From the land of the Aggies and the Lobos. Getting paid out here, self-made every day, all day. It's the Southwest thing. Being on it, born product of the S-Dub. Show no love, get no love.
Reluctant to call herself a chef, culinarian and entrepreneur Liz McKenzie is crafting confections people can't get enough of. Tonight we discuss her specialties, what she loves about her profession, and the inspiration behind her cuisine. Liz, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm excited to talk to you about your work, which is some amazing work. And I find it interesting, you were reluctant to be called chef. So tell us why you are in the field you're in without calling you chef.
I was having a deep conversation with my travel buddy today, and what I think it is one, of course, it feels like I'm not there yet, because when I think of a chef, And I feel like this is true for a lot of other people who are in the industry. It's someone who is a leader of a team, but also, normally it's like for large banquets or for hotels or, high-end restaurants, someone who can troubleshoot at any time and be like a tried and true leader and, can really just manifest any sort of recipe and at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
And, while I feel like, I have a wide range, I don't think I'm there yet. And it feels kind of like a stolen valor title.
Well, then you have to look at it as that you're still growing and learning, and that's the best thing you could do. So when it comes to what you are good at, I mean, how long did it take for you to figure out what your specialty was?
Oh, I don't even know if I really have a specialty. Because I taught middle school cooking classes for a very, very long time. So I love teaching. I'm here in Phoenix to do a cooking presentation at the Indian Center. And then in April, I'm going to be doing a cooking class at Three Sisters Kitchen. So I love to teach and I love to demonstrate. But then, of course, I love using cake as like an art medium and, creating something new and exciting and, of course, taste delicious. But I went to culinary school to do more like savory items and to like cook. So, of course, I have that range as well. And, I'm always working on expanding like everything pretty much. So,
well, you touched on it a little bit. I was going to ask, what is it you love about your profession?
I love that food brings us all together. See, I feel that food is medicine, and I feel so strongly about it that whenever I'm cooking something, take for example, like wedding cakes.
Mm-hmm.
I love making wedding cakes for people because, I put like a lot of my goodwill and thoughts and, good intentions. And it's exciting to think about people like being in love and, making this commitment. So, I really love the emotion that goes into food, like that aspect of it, to just really bring something that is like, I made this for you,
Yeah, I completely understand that. So you touched that you'll be cooking at Three Sisters Kitchen. What other things can we expect to see you at here in town?
Let's see. My prickly pear business called Prickly Foods will be present at the Fiery Foods Festival at the end of the month. We like to do different markets. We'll be at the Rail Yards Valentine's Market, the Fusion Market, and then Howdy Cakes. Like I'm always kind of trying to change up the menu and bring something new depending on what my personal schedule is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, but it's exciting. I really love, that everything's constantly changing. So
it keeps it lively. So where can people learn more about you and your work?
I can be found on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Howdy Cakes ABQ. The Prickly Foods Instagram is Prickly Foods, of course. And then we're also on Facebook. I'm terrible with technology, so my website is still coming. It's on the to-do list.
More stuff to learn. Well, Liz, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It was great talking to you, and I'm looking forward to your further growth and becoming that chef that I know you could be.
Thanks.
We'll be back. A seasoned performer with 37 years of stand-up under his belt, comedian Honest John is known for blending sharp humor with thoughtful social commentary and always treating his audience with respect. Tonight we talk about his journey and his upcoming show in Albuquerque. Thank you so much, John, for doing this interview. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for having.
So I want to start with, you have been in this business for 37 years. How has comedy evolved for you?
The world has changed. I've changed. Now, for example, when I first started doing comedy, very few people had cell phones. When I would fly into some place to do a show, I would land at the airport. I'd find a phone booth, which you don't find many of those anymore, and call the promoter and let him know where I was.
Everything seems simpler, but probably more challenging at the same time now.
For one thing, I didn't own a computer at the time. Very few people had computers. There was no social media. Do you remember MySpace?
I do remember MySpace.
That was the first social media thing that I was on, and I hardly ever used it. And it wasn't until much later on in my career that I realized that, how valuable social media could be.
What was it when it comes to stand-up? What first drew you to it? And how do you still stay passionate after all these years?
At the time, I was working as a psychiatric nurse at the state mental hospital. And I had been in the mental health field for years, since just after I graduated from college. But I was starting to get burned out because, a job like that takes a lot out of you. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, I can't do this for the rest of my life. The joke I make is I didn't want to help crazy people. I wanted to be one. I was watching that old show. I don't know if you remember it, Evening at the Improv.
Yes, I do.
And I saw a comedian on there that I didn't think was very funny. And I said, I'm funnier than he is, and he's on TV. So that's when I decided I was going to become a comic. I went and got this thing at the time. It was a little newspaper. It was called the LA Weekly. And it had a listing of all of the open mics that were around town. And so I wrote some jokes and I started running around town doing open mics.
You're still doing it. What's that drive? What keeps you excited about continuing to do stand-up?
Oh, I just love it. I just love it. I love the energy that passes between the comedian and the audience. I love all the friends that I've made from comedy. And it keeps me young.
You mentioned that respecting the audience is an important thing for your comedy. How do you keep that respect to the audience while still respecting your work?
I don't try to sugarcoat anything. I don't try to stop doing something just because somebody in the audience might be offended. Mm-hmm. I don't worry about that. But I mean, it's just a basic thing of just respecting the audience's intelligence. There are probably people out there that disagree with your views or might even be offended by what you say. That's not a reason to feel like they're less than you. And one of the things I always tell comics is listen to the audience. I remember what happens with some comics is they're thinking about what they're doing, and they're not paying as much attention as they should be to how the audience is reacting. So I was at this show one night. This kid, he was a new comic. He came up to me and he said, "How did I do?" And I was like, well, "You were there. you should know how you did. You have to pay attention to the audience. You have to know if the audience is on your wavelength, if they're receiving what you're sending out."
What can we expect with this show coming up? You'll be here in Albuquerque on April 18th. What can we expect with this show?
Well, it's going to be funny. There will be some political political humor, but there's also going to be lots of other different types of humor. For one thing, I'm 76 years old. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things change, and I talk about that. I just talk about the experience of being an old man. I pay attention to what's going on. I watch the news, and a lot of it really pisses me off. But my job is to comment on that, but also to find the humor in it.
So when it comes to people finding out more about what you're up to, what you'll be up to in your history, where can people find you online?
On Instagram, I'm at Real Honest John 4. On Facebook, they made me change it to my real name, so that's John Basinger.
John, thank you so much for taking time out this evening to talk with me. We're excited about the show in April, and we don't expect you to hold back, which honestly, I think we can use a little bit of that in comedy nowadays.
Oh, I never hold back. I never hold back. Thank you for having me, and thank you for helping us to make the show successful.
Here is your New Mexico Entertainment in 60. Join an intimate conversation about Eva Mirabal, featured in the exhibit Pursuit of Happiness, GI Bill and Taos. The life and work of Eva Mirabal takes place on March 12th at the Hardwood Museum of Art in Taos. Dive into Charlotte Jones' dark comedy Air Swimming, where Dora and Persephone escape their confinement through wild fantasies and the imagined presence of Dora's Day. Air Swimming runs from March 19th to the 29th at Fusion Theater in Albuquerque. Doodle Pop is a playful, imaginative production blending live sound effects, interactive animation, and laugh-out-loud moments as doodles come to life on a sea adventure. Doodle Pop takes place on March 29th at the Lentic Performing Arts Center in Santa Fe. This has been your New Mexico Entertainment in 60. For more events and entertainment, visit nmentertains.com. Gregorio, frontman of Gregorio and the Unknown, joins us to talk about his debut album, An Absence of Meaning, creative growth, and merging his solo and band work on stage. Gregorio, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's exciting to see you again.
Thank you for having
Electric
me.
Sheep, we loved you guys.
Oh,
so
thank
it's
you.
really good to see that you're still making music, and it's just great. And you actually have a new album. Congratulations.
I do. Thank you so
And
much.
This is An Absence of Meaning. Tell us about the album.
So it's basically just a journey of life, you know what I mean, of my life. You know, some experiences I went through, love, relationships, developing role point views, you know what I mean. It took a while for some of the songs, because I've had them for years. It took a while for them to develop them, but eventually, here we go. They came out in An Absence of Meaning.
So how did the process go? I mean, this obviously represents you. How did the development go in creating the album?
Yeah, so it started with just a few songs coming out, learning songwriting and realizing that's what I wanted to do, growing up. And then after a while, I realized the songs had like a theme, they were cohesive. So eventually I was like, you know what, this has a concept to it. And eventually I was like, I want to put that concept out, and that's what this became.
Well, I know you have Gregorio and the Unknown.
Correct, yeah.
So how was it to kind of switch between the solo projects and working with the band?
Yeah. So the solo project was, just all me, all my personal experiences. And then eventually when I wanted to perform the songs, I reached out to some friends to help me perform. But in doing so, we realized we were able to actually not just play and perform these songs, but also start writing together, you know what I mean? So eventually they brought in their ideas as well, and then we were like, you know what, like I can still have my solo project, but let's write music together. So it's Gregorio and the Unknown, and we just put it all together.
So I mean, it sounds pretty cohesive. Is that the same way it works when you guys perform live?
Actually, yes. Yeah. So the interesting thing is, when you hear some of these songs, when you see them live, because we have extra people and a band, you'll hear them in a whole entirely different way with more energy. You know what I mean? So it's amazing. Yeah.
So where will we be able to see you guys in the future performing this music?
So actually we have a show upcoming on March 29th at Blackwall Gallery. So you'll be able to see us there, you know what I mean? See some of these songs as well, but with more energy brought to them.
And what is coming up? I mean, you put out an album. What comes next?
So after that, I'm actually working on a EP, just to follow it, just a collection of 4 or 5 songs. That'll be under my name, but then also with The Unknown, we just released a new single a couple months ago also, and to follow that up, we're releasing a new single hopefully by the end of the month as well, if not, the beginning of the month as well.
My goodness, you are a busy man. Gregorio, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And where can people learn more about you?
So if you want to hear the music, Spotify, Apple Music, any streaming platform, but we're big on social media, so solo stuff, El Gregorio, Facebook, Instagram. For the band stuff, just Gregorio and The Unknown.
Wonderful. Thank you again for joining me tonight, and we look forward to what you do in the future.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll be back. Thank you for joining us for this month's episode of New Mexico Entertainment Television, where you continue to be in the know. Join us next month as we cover topics from our April issue, which is our film issue. And to close out the show tonight, welcome back, Gregorio. Have a good night.
I'm fed up, I can't stop thinking of you. Your presence still lingers, I just can't take the abuse. I take a shot, I just can't stop. I hear a voice say it's alright. As I close my eyes, I'm whispering goodbye. Can't you see it in my eyes? All the pain, all the hate, like a bird without wings, I just cry. Do you still think about me? Do I cross your mind as I lay down and wait for sweet relief? Past 12 and I need help. Can still remember the way that you smell, and it's poison slowly spreading through my brain. I scream inside, I just can't hide. I hear a voice say it's alright as I wake from this nightmare and wait for it to subside. Can't you see it in my eyes? All the pain, all the hate, like a bird without wings, I just cry. Do you still think about me? Do I cross your mind as I lay down and wait for sweet relief? Can't you see it in my eyes? All the pain, all the hate, like a bird without wings, I just cry. Do you still think about me? Do I cross your mind as I lay down and wait for sweet relief?
For more events and entertainment, visit nmentertains.com.